Is there anything that gets the juices flowing like a rivalry game? And our matchup is bitter. It has barbs and shots thrown on and off the field over the years. Welcome, everyone, to Palo Alto, California, the farm and the home of the Stanford Cardinal. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the California Golden Bears, taking on another team from the ACC, the Stanford Cardinal. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Golden Bears will kick it away first. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So Stanford's offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. Guys, when the action's on the line, all bets are off, and last year it was a rally from the sturdy Golden Bears in the fourth quarter, and it was to the house, the axe to go.
Yeah, and the axe was definitely Mendoza and company upside Stanford. Like, they took care of business. They cut that tree down, scoring the last 17 points of the ball game. Unbelievable job rallying late in that football game, making the plays they needed to make. And I'm going to guess, Jesse, that Stanford hasn't forgotten that.
No, they haven't. I think the one good thing Stanford did in that game a year ago was they were able to stop the run. So they need that trend to continue. No more Mendoza throwing the football for Cal in this game, but whenever these two teams meet up in the big game, you know the physical team, normally the team that takes it home.
He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. The one thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3-and-outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4-and-out if they don't convert. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Brown wants to pass. Working the middle, it's complete.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
Stanford with a lot of options here on 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Quick completion on the out. Ridden out of bounds at the 45, a big play for this offense.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Pulls it in. It's Hall. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Well, based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. Wants to go up top. Got his man. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
Now, I know that completion isn't a touchdown. It's not a deep play deep down the field, but how about the strong hands by that receiver making that catch? He made that look pretty routine. He had that DB draped all over him and still was able to help this offense get positive yards.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Brown will throw it. Got his man. Excellent job rallying to the ball, and they knock him down. The Cardinal come to the line facing 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. Hits it with a stiff arm. That'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal from the 10. The Cardinal, once feeling the shadow of that goalpost, now have moved it out and putting a drive together. To the air on first down. He caught it. And he was dying to push his way in there, but he's knocked down at the 3.
And that's a really nice route by the wide receiver, just understanding I got to win right now. I got to get inside of that guy, and I know I'm going to get contact. You run over the middle of the field on a slant, you're going to get hit. Nice job securing the catch, making the play.
Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Just keeps slinging it. Under fire. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Pressure coming. It's complete on the right side. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
Absolutely center cut. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So the Cal Bears offense will go to work for the first time. But Jesse, it's always fun to see a guy who's been challenged, see if he can answer the bell and get things done.
Well, we talked to him this week, and he knows that people are out there questioning him. And I think that leaves a big chip on his shoulder, David. He wants to prove to the entire college football world he's got what it takes to win this football game. This is a big...
Oh, he's going to go up top. Makes a grab down the middle. Right down the gut of the field. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Golden Bears.
And a really nice job by the quarterback. He drops back. He knows where he's going with the football. You can tell. He sees this guy coming from left to right, running that post down the middle of the field, throws it. Perfect timing to his receiver. He catches the football, takes it into the end zone.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-3. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Richardson. And the returner will be dragged down. Stanford has it back, the Cardinal offense returning to the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity.
What a job to lay out and make the catch. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. They'll snap it from the 26 on first down. He's going to take off. Quarterback gets the first down. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick him up and put him down. And
oh, he's ready to take a shot. Snags it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Stanford!
forget about those tight ends, right? They come up and they block most of the time, and a lot of time near the line of scrimmage, and then occasionally offenses do a great job, get creative, find a way to get a good matchup for the tight end, and he does the rest and gets in for 6.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score coming on the touchdown pass from 55 yards out. They are set to kick it off, and you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Bringing it back. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Cal gets it back, the sturdy Golden Bear offense on its way to the field. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the field with this little time left.
And I think that's conversations you've had with a young fella on the sidelines, being like, what are you comfortable with right here that we can run? Maybe stay aggressive, but make sure I don't make that mistake.
They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Men, massive expectations when the axe is on the line, and through 2 quarters, Cal and Stanford have not disappointed. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Cal and Stanford plays out.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. Stanford will kick it off to start the second half. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cal offense is headed back onto the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And a nice crisp run, great job. Maybe expecting pass, in second down, but really good job running the football, committing to it, getting the first down.
Brown wants to pass. Fires to the big fella. A solid pickup there, works it to the 38 before being pushed out of bounds. There's always one thing sure to get the juices flowing for the Cardinal and the sturdy Golden Bears, and that's anything to do with the axe, guys.
Yeah, and the trophy games are fun. It's not a real axe, by the way. It's kind of a trophy with an axe on it. But this means something to them. It means something to the fans. All the pranks, all the history behind it, Palmer.
Yeah, it's really actually more of a plaque, which is interesting. But regardless, it doesn't matter what the records are between these two teams.
Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47.
Zone equals eyes. When I say that, DBs, linebackers, all covering the middle of the field. So many guys over the middle of the field trying to take away the easy stuff, but reading the quarterback's eyes the whole time. Whenever he breaks to throw that football and that hand separates from the ball, I'm breaking on it, and you could tell they had a beat on it. Nice cut, nice instincts. Give me that INT.
The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. Pocket breaking down. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
I think going into halftime trailing, this defense knew that they were going to have to start making plays here in the second half. And early in the third quarter here on this drive, they get a sack. That is really good news for this defense.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. And that shot downfield falls incomplete, and that's how we'll wrap up the third quarter. At the end of the quarter, it is Stanford holding the edge. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. Stanford lines up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Fair catch is made inside his own 20 at the 17-yard line. Cal gets it back, the sturdy Golden Bear offense on its way to the field. And so far, this has been a most frustrating performance for this junior quarterback. And you can mark that clash as advantage defense as corners made plays. Really, the whole secondary has, David.
They have, and this whole defense has. And this QB, man, he's been very ungood. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, he just hasn't been the guy that he has the potential to be and hasn't put drives together. And this offense has just sputtered, and it's just one of those days they want to forget.
Just a short pass to the tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Brown will throw it. He's going for a big play downfield. Wide open, he makes the catch.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. Going to work on 2nd down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. The give to the back. Quick step and go. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. And if they want to take the lead, can't be thinking field goal here. They'll need a touchdown to go up in the 4th. They'll run it on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Cal! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
What a great job by this offense. And listen, I judge offenses by what they do in the clutch, in those big moments and right before the half, in the 4th quarter, late in the game, just like right here. You need a score. You got to go take the lead. They do everything they can. Now, defense, you're up. I need you to get me a stop.
Now for the extra point try late in the game. And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Brown wants to pass. Hit as he throws. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Oh, that was a terrific return as he takes it to the 9.
And these are the mistakes backed up you can't make as a quarterback, man. You've got to protect the football. Big-time mistake. Defense capitalizes and sets their offense up with elite field position.
And the Golden Bears slide it up with a 1st and goal. They're working that left side. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. And he's able to shed 1 tackle, but still, just a very short gain. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Oh, the attempt is no good. Guys, after the miss, still up by 4.
And that's frustrating. I mean, you put a drive together, you're in scoring zone. Like, this is a green zone. You should be making all of these kicks, these short field goals, the chip shots. Kickers have to come through. They got to do their job.
Quickly to the tight end. Not much doing there. Just picked up a couple before going out of bounds to stop the clock. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Fires to the big fella. Found a little bit of room there to get it up to the 30 before going out of bounds. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Throws for the tight end. Makes a connection. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. Timeout is called by the offense. They have 14 seconds left. Stanford going back to work with another first down. Brown will throw it. Fires deep toward the end zone. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. You simply can't do it, and the referees caught it.
The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Looking downfield on first down. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. It's incomplete, and the last chance is just out of reach, and that's going to do it. They say every game counts the same in the standings, and that is true, but there are some games that no matter what the coaches say, they just mean a little more, and they hurt a little more if you lose.
They do, and that's a fact, and every player will tell you that. There are some games that are highlighted before the season that this game matters more, and it's not that the other ones don't matter. It's just that the hate runs so deep for some of these rivalries and some of these kids that grew up across the street from each other that went to different schools, Jesse. You can feel it.
David, you're absolutely right. And I wonder, because it was a rivalry game, did the losing team get a little overhyped? It just looked like they were pressing too much in this football game. They made too many uncharacteristic mistakes, and as a result, they take the L.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm